Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the iPod Touch Generation 6 and comparing it to the iPod Touch Generation 5. As you can tell, there are a few subtle differences other than the color. So let's turn these backwards and you can tell the differences. Obviously I didn't get in the silver because that would be a little confusing other than the iPod loop. But as you can tell here, the loop on the iPod 5, which is not present on the iPod Touch 6 anymore actually. Plus also, a prior warning before you get any of these devices. This one, iPod 5, is stuck on iOS 9.3.5 and you will not be receiving any updates. So if you're looking for an older device, yes, but if you're looking for a more streamlined device that can download more of the newer apps, don't do it. For iPod 6, you can install a few good apps. Some of them are not available for the most current version because it's still on iOS 12. Now, a lot of the apps are actually more available than on the iPod 5, thanks to new iOS improvements. You can tell the subtle differences are there on the iPod 5. Gotta get this thing focused. It's a little harder to tell. You can tell the messages, Safari, Mail, and Music have the text, but for this, it has no text. As you can tell, I have a settings button icon, a notification, because I do have to update to iOS 12.5.7. Yeah, that was pretty crazy having to be able to see that update for the first time in a really long time. So yeah, sorry this part isn't in frame yet, but as you can tell, I've already reviewed the iPod 5. It has a good few apps. Obviously, it doesn't have that little part right there that you have for the iPod 6, and obviously for the control center UI, it's very different. Sorry, this thing's not in focus. It takes a second to focus, but yeah, as you can tell, the UI is very, 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 very different. Let's show you the iOS versions. Let's go to General in a second. Yeah, Ashley, let's go to Software Update. As you can tell, yeah, I have iOS 12.5.7 available for installation. It's really not a big difference. It's just a security update, just to make sure everything's functioning. I actually got this for $30 on eBay. I think this one's either 30 or $40, but this one's definitely $30. So yeah, I didn't try to jailbreak this yet. So yeah, I haven't tried to jailbreak it yet at all. For this, I actually have tried to jailbreak it once. I successfully did it, but after a while, it just faded away and started getting pretty bad. So TikTok is available. Yeah, it's not the newest version, but it is available. Also on this is one that's really super old, so you're not really going to get any giant things on it. As you can see here, Temple Run is trying to install in here. I obviously have Temple Run installed on here. Also, beware of those opening and closing apps for iPod 5. I don't know if it's a glitch or is it the incompatibility, but for mine, it does that. So a few apps will open and close. Also, there's another glitch where when you try to download apps, you'll have to go to the home page and click it again for it to actually install. Also, for the iPod 5, you cannot get YouTube. Or you can get YouTube, but you won't get the better version that you can actually look through stuff in. Speaking of YouTube, a subscribe button click would be very nice. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. That would be very amazing. Look for Spotify on here too. And obviously you can tell these are actually very different. This thing's a lot more darker, this one's a lot more lighter. So yeah. And this thing I opened this later and it still takes a lot longer for this to actually appear. Pretty weird. But as you can see here, this is Spotify, the old Spotify. You can just scroll down. Now for this one, you really can't get anything thanks to this error because the server's a little old. You can't really get anything. In this case, your library. The UI is a whole lot different. Same idea, but just different. As you can tell here, this is the things I put on here just to show you what the things are. Yeah. Any Also, I could install a few VPNs on here because, you can never walk around without a VPN. I'm not sponsored by a VPN company. I'll obviously have Chrome on here. You can install Chrome on here, but it's not going to be one of the better versions that you can watch stuff on. Netflix still available. This has the older version. This has I think a newer version, but not the newest version. Still not play Roblox for some crazy reason, but yeah. But you can on this you can install a lot more apps versus iOS 9, which is still stuck on iOS 9. You can't really install a lot of good gaming apps. So obviously here I got BitLife, pretty interesting game, Audio Mac, Content Changer, all those type of things right there. Yeah, pretty likable. Files actually have a file manager here. Finally, yeah, this is actually I like that. I'd rather deal with that than I'm glad they added a file thing right here. Just let's go to the App Store and show you a lot of better compatibility things. Lag behind this. So finally finally it showed up. So as you can see here, very different. So instead of featured, it has today, top charts. Let's see. Doesn't have that. Well, it probably has that somewhere else. But for here, no, that's enough. Let's just download a random app from the front of the store just to show you what the thing is. So let's just try to install at least Minion Rush. And it's actually there. Still installing, so I'm just going to not install that. Don't want to wasting storage on games that I won't even play. But as you can tell, the iOS is a whole lot different. And a lot more apps are compatible for the iOS 12. Also for compatibility with AirPods, let's take this out of Bluetooth so I won't accidentally fully connect it by accident. So let's bring my AirPods first generation over here and show you. As soon as I open this, it'll actually connect. Let's take a second. And yes, the AirPods actually showed up. 100% and 25% for the case. Yeah, so I'm glad that actually pops up nowadays rather than, the older iOS, which you couldn't pop up on. I enjoy being able to see the case's battery rather than having to guesstimate what's the battery percent. Camera quality, a whole lot different. Let's show you. So you can see here, this does have a lot more contrast. So let's just up the screen brightness here because that is very annoying. You can't really see anything without the screen brightness being up. So yeah, as you can tell here, same camera, well not the same, but let's try to attempt to take a good photo of anything. As you can tell here, the iPod 6's quality is a whole ton better. Harder for this camera to tell, but in my vision, the camera's a whole lot better. It has a lot more depth and detail to it. You can see his little rings. Let's see. On the actual device, on the actual part right here, is not showing up versus this. Shows a whole lot better. Comparison. They do show, but the iPod 6 has a lot better lighting and everything. Shows a lot more detail versus, just the old iPod 5. Anything else for speed? Let's see if I have any same games on here. I don't. But let's just do an App Store opening to... Obviously, this popped up faster than this because, obviously it's faster. So yeah. One final thing before I end this video, a Siri talk. Hey Siri, what do you think of subscribing to my channel?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
This is iOS 9. Let's see what the hope is for iOS 12. And subscribing to it. What do you think of my channel and subscribing to it?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
No thank you. Still hits me hard. Both of these do not respond very well. They respond the exact same way. I'm just going to ask both of these, how is their day? Hey Siri, how's your day?
I'm pretty good. Thanks.
Okay, and
Thanks for asking.
so this one responds more like a human versus the old Siri, just like, hey, I can't complain, thanks for asking. So anyways, that's the final test, because that's really the things that you can look at. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video. The Creative is out.